Hi again. Hope everybody's doing well. So, the message I gave yesterday, I felt like it probably would have left a sour taste in people's mouths. So I asked God, how do I make them understand? How do I explain this that it's not going to be offensive? So this morning, actually just now, I finished the end of this movie and it was on Netflix. So like the previews for other movies pop up. And I heard this speech that Mel Gibson was giving in We Were Soldiers. I've never seen the movie. I'm going to put the speech, I'm going to link it in the description box so that you can watch it for yourself. Throughout my life, I said that there was never really anywhere that I felt accepted or understood. I've talked about my journey with addiction and recovery. I told you guys that I went to rehab 8 years ago now. That's the only time I went to rehab. I'd had relapses and whatnot since then. It's a long story, but yeah, that one stint in rehab is really what turned my life over to God. And it was one of the first times that I began to have some sort of faith in humanity. Inside the walls of a rehab, right? It was a small one. We had a group of 30 people, all different backgrounds. The only thing they all had in common was that they were fighting against the same enemy. They were all struggling with the same thing. That group of people was closer and tighter than any of the families, any of the foster homes that I've ever had. These were people that bared their souls. They were desperate for change. Whether they were ready or not, that's a different story. Okay? Just the simple fact of them wanting change is a step in the right direction. This thought, okay, of people coming together when they have a common enemy, this thought was brought back to my mind not too long ago. It was the 20th anniversary of 9/11, okay, last September. So I watched a documentary called the something box, the video box, the viewing box. I forget what it's called, okay? But after 9/11 happened, they set up a booth where people could go in and record their stories. And then preparing for the 20th anniversary, they set that booth up again. And quite a few of the people who had originally shared their story came back and talked about it again. That documentary made me cry like a baby. Because it was talking about how Americans had come together. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Americans had come together more united than, I don't know, than maybe we've ever seen. Not only Americans, but the whole world was standing in complete shock over the destruction, over the families torn apart. And then, yeah, there's questions as to what actually happened, but at the end of the day, all that really matters is the fact that people actually came together and started looking out for each other. It's really sad that it takes a situation so heinous, so horrendous, to open people's eyes. I personally have been struggling, fighting, walking through the darkness, walking by faith and not by sight. The difference between the world my intuition sees and the world that my eyes see is so great that I am at the point of questioning my own sanity. Yeah, because nobody else sees what I see. I've told you that I've been casted out from my family. I suffered sexual abuse, okay, rape, at the hands of one of my own family members. And I was sent back into foster care for it. Into real foster care this time, not knowing where I was going. 13, 14 years old. I wanted support when I came out about this abuse. I thought that my life was going to change for the better. I thought that all these naive thoughts. I didn't think I was going to get punished for it. My own brother, okay, my younger brother who came with me, who my friend's parents took me and him in, he did not forget to punish me for getting us removed from that house. I say this to say that I have been fighting spiritual war my entire life. It's not a joke. It's not funny. I try really hard to make light of these situations. But yeah, I was fighting for my soul. 100%. I'm not saying this to scare people. I'm not saying this for sympathy. I don't want people's sympathy anymore. I am disgusted. Personally, I am disgusted with this world. And that's something so strong to say. But yeah, I'm fed up. It's been really hard. The good news is that there is a turning point for humanity. Calling out the darkness, calling out the demons, calling out the evil, that is the first step. Okay? Going back to the 12-step program, I guess. I really do suggest, even if you have, whether you have an issue with alcohol or not, I think there's even like Christian 12-step programs. I suggest the 12-step program to everyone, honestly. If you want to start doing the inner work, you don't have to go into all Kundalini and all that stuff that I said. You don't even necessarily, like, you don't, look into a 12-step program. All right. That's what helped me. That's what helped me turn my life over to God. That was when I first had my first big spiritual awakening. Maybe it's not the orthodox way, but I did realize that my issues with substance abuse it was a way of self-medicating. An issue that I wasn't even aware I had until I just cleared that the other day, that meditation I did, it's not a joke. People hear this stuff and they think, oh, you're just picturing stuff in your mind. No, it's real. I would not be here if it wasn't real. I was happy to keep my mouth shut and be no one my entire life. That's who I was. That's who I didn't mind being. When you're no one, you don't get targeted. I'm sorry if it's ranty. I might not even post it. I know it's a strong message. But it's the best. It's the best one I can give. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for listening.